Let me ask you this: what excited you this week in the world of tech, in the phone tech? I guess we'll keep it that way.
Well, obviously it was Sony with Ted. Right?
I saw the comments from Dave. Man, Dave was like going. Well, first Dave was all over his crispiness. Okay, but then I saw the comments were flying about the Sony phones.
Well, Ted, tell Mike what you were upset about when you found out about it.
Yeah, here it is, Mike. Apparently, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III cannot do 4K and 120 hertz at the same time. It can't do it. It won't do it.
And I have to give Ted props for being mad about it because they keep advertising them together as this is the only phone that can do both. But not together. They're not telling you that.
4K 120 hertz screen. I'm like, but they doesn't do it at the same time.
Guys, do you realize what you're saying here? That like a manufacturer of a piece of tech is telling the truth? Come on now.
We were just talking about this with the whole opioid story, like about like selling, like you expect tech companies are probably the most profitable. Well, they are the most profitable companies out there. Like they don't become profitable by being nice to the customers.
I would beg to differ. The most profitable companies out there are drug companies by far. Nobody else comes close.
Okay, so wait a minute. Tech companies are up there, okay?
They're way up
there. Like the top 10. They're the top 10.
Okay. Tim Cook and whoever the CEO presently at Samsung is not hurting. Okay,
that's true.
So,
yeah.
No.
And also,
most CEOs are not hurting anywhere.
That's true.
The reason I know it was back when I was in Orlando for a while. I was doing some limo driving, and I got put on. I was on this special star of drivers that they put for big shots. Well, one drug company sponsored 20,000 doctors to come to town, paid for all their hotels, all their dinners for 1 week, and that was Pfizer. And they paid for 20,000 doctors, and all we did was sit around and get paid the whole week just driving these guys to dinners and waiting for them.
Because they expected the doctors to make them money.
That's right. You work for Blue Cross Blue Shield, right?
Up here, but I know in Orlando, I worked for a couple of different. I was mostly a consultant, but when the consulting market went bad when Y2K passed, about 2 years later, I was out of consulting work, out of programming for about a year and a half, and then I got back in. Which is what happened to almost all the contractors who did programming.
I actually had a completely off topic, but it's funny because I actually had a recruiter call me today for a programming job, and I haven't had a recruiter contact me in like over a year, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good, thanks. Like you sound, I'm good.
But it's usually also one of those jobs where you applied to like 6 months ago, and then they call you back about your application.
3 years ago, Ted, I applied at this place.
Really?
3 years ago, and they're calling me like, "Hey, we want to know if you're still interested." I'm like, "No, thanks."
That is disrespectful.
That's one of the good things about being a programming
contractor. You need to have a conversation about why you kept my application this long. Like, I think by law you have to get rid of it just in case.
Well, he found me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's what they do. Okay. But one of the good things about being a programming contractor is you almost never hear about a job unless they really need somebody. So you get jobs quick, Now, Mike asked about a smartphone, and Big House came up with the Qualcomm. Is there a Qualcomm smartphone?
Yes, there is.
Is there
all you guys were wasting breath about the Pixel 6 leaks. Wasn't even news. You guys were wasting breath about Pixel 6 leaks. Qualcomm
I'm excited about that.
Qualcomm announced that they're announcing a smartphone by the end of August, along with their own branded true wireless earbuds. It's essentially going to be the Asus ROG 5, but I don't think it'll have the headphone jack.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Qualcomm's going to release their own phone, but they're going to go through a Asus.
Yeah.
Are they doing it in partnership with Asus somehow?
It's pretty much like how the Nexus went. It's not going to have.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's not going to have.
Wow.
Bring back the Nexus
lineup.
Come
here, Google. Let me just kick you where the sun don't shine. Don't look. It's okay.
But do you think Google even cares? Like, look how they treat the Pixel. Like, I said this today on Twitter. Like,
yeah.
The Nexus line was like hey, manufacturers, this is what we want. Like, we're working with this
and what all the techies loved, that's for sure.
And then the Pixel 1 was like, look what we could do. And the Pixel 2 was like, look, we did it again. The Pixel 3 was like, fuck it, we give up. The Pixel 4 was
wait. The Pixel 1 was also, look what we can do at such a price also. Remember?
It was priced okay.
I mean, I think all four of that period was priced okay, though. That was when prices went crazy.
Listen, Oscar. I'm going to tell you something what Will would say, and I credit Will on this. I'll just add a little around this. The Nexus was the pre-beta, and then the Pixel is the beta phone. They're going to test out all their goodies, and then make it for about 6 or 7 months of premiere. These are the features you can get on this phone, and then all of a sudden they're going to release it to the masses. Call screening and tap to wake, and I'm just trying to think of some other things. Even some of the motions from Motorola they did. What's that?
My Pixel. It's a
your old Pixel
one. Yeah.
See, and
Pixel 4a.
Yeah, I'm right now reading comments on here and on my 4A 5G, but yeah, I mean, to your point though, Google really doesn't take this seriously. I mean, their bread and butter is, their bread and butter is making sure that the Android and their apps that are on iOS are working buttery smooth, so they can collect the data anyway. So it's just interesting. What's Qualcomm going to do?
Here, Dave has a good question. Wonder if the Qualcomm phone would receive more updates than the other Android phones.
That's a good question. I mean,
that's another. Come here, Google. Question. Let me kick you now. Okay, let me kick you again.
So 5 years, like rumored Pixel series would get Pixel 6. Interesting.
I don't know. Like Qualcomm has been notorious for we're just satisfied to do 2 years. That's one of the reasons why they didn't get it. Like they didn't get into with Chromebooks. They didn't want to support longer devices for longer than 2 years.
Big House is giving us the specs. 6.7 inch, 144 Hz AMOLED, 512 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 4,000 milliamp battery, fast charge SD.
It's the Asus ROG 5, except without the headphone jack.
Okay.
And it's $1,500, but they come with true wireless earbuds that I think was tuned by Master Dynamic.
Okay.
So in other words, Big House is first in line right now. He's standing at an Asus retailer.
Yes.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is honestly,
the new Z Flip was what I'm going to spend that kind of money on.
This is not looking any more attractive with the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, to be honest.
No, but between what I know about the Sony and what I just heard about this, I would probably go with the Sony.
Yeah, I mean, Sony up until September, they'll also give you free earbuds too. So yeah. All right, I'm not. But what if it says though, the manufacturer, the guy who makes the chips, that's Intel putting out a laptop.
With their name on it.
Yeah, with their name on it.
But I gotta go back to Dave's. What I mean, as the manufacturer who makes the chip, it should be they at least who gives you more update support than anybody else. I believe
that is very true, George. NVIDIA does it with their products.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah, with the NVIDIA Shield TV, I think the NVIDIA Shield TV is the longest running Android device to this date with software.
Who remembers the HTC HD2?
Which one? HTC
HD2. It was a Windows 8 phone that came out, I want to say, in 2010.
Okay.
2010. That phone was able to support now you had to root it. It was originally a Windows phone. You were able to root it and install Android on it, and it was able to support up to Android Oreo until 2016, which is crazy.
Really, that's insane.
Yeah,
we're talking about. Now you had to jump through freaking hoops to get that to happen, but the fact that you could do it, that was cool.
Okay.
but officially by the manufacturer, the OEM.
Oh, it lasted like a year.
NVIDIA Shield TV.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find.
Yeah, that's way before I got into phones. So.
And this guy, RJ Tech, is talking on Twitter, talking about imagine getting 5-year support on an Android.
Oh, actually, they just released another update for that phone and now supports Android 11.
You're kidding.
Who?
Are you serious?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a group of
HTC phone?
developers that are just working on it. Oh my god, there's like fireworks right outside my window. There's a group of developers just working on it, and it's insane. I think the phone came out in 2009. I had it when it first came out. I was the kid in school that like always had to.
You were the nerdy kid.
I was. Everyone came up. Well, I used to fix phones, and like a lot of the time when people
you
came to
were
fix their phone, I
popular
kept
then.
it. No, not really.
Okay.
So, did you guys see the tweet from, and I cannot pronounce his name, Hiroshi Lakamir?
Oh, he writes for somebody.
Yeah, well, he's like the head mucky muck over at Google. Let me see what is his title.
Okay.
SVP at Google, Android,
Okay.
Chrome OS, Play, and Photos.
Can you spell his name?
I can put it in the comments. Let me see.
Yeah. Just spell it because we can do
Hiroshi first name, Lock LOCKHEIMER.
HEIM. Okay, and I can't find the search on the screen.
Oh, shit.
There it is.
What did I do? No.
HEIMER.
Yeah.
Okay. Timer. Hiroshi. Spell Hiroshi again.
HIROSHI.
Oh, Hiroshi Lockheimer. Okay,
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter.
Oh, is he still head of the Pixel team?
Yeah, somehow he's still involved. So he dropped this tweet about we build an OS available to all free and even supports multiple app stores. It is strange that this suit attacks Android when it provides an unprecedented level of openness and choice. We think they got it wrong. We are defending ourselves. Now, another lawsuit apparently has hit Google. And this one, how I thought I saw a news report on it, was local. Like here in the United States, like 36 states are doing a antitrust against Google right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
And I just found it like I've never, ever seen, first of all, him of all people, and Google posting this. Of course, this is from Wilson White, Senior Director of Public Policy. I didn't even say public relations, public policy. And it's just, I read that and I read some of the other articles, and it's just interesting, how they go into, it's just an antitrust thing, and Google's trying to defend themselves saying, we're open. But, there's a lot of people who are saying that they're not open and they, they are open, but they're not really open. There's this play protect.
So you're saying they're saying in one thing and doing another.
Yeah. I don't want to, it's an interesting read. Let me see if I can grab this.
I can't find the tweet.
Hold on.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. You're sending it in messages, right?
Okay, go ahead. Sending it on iMessage, okay? It's the cool people way of doing it.
Yeah, Blue Bubble, man. Blue Bubble.
Well, yeah. No problem. I got my iPhone over here. We're good.
I mean, you're sending it in Twitter, Oscar? Yes?
I put it in the comments.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Where's your stream? Oh, here, private chat. I'll even do it that way.
Exactly.
There, I sent it in private chat.
I got it.
I'll also, I know that you were limiting stories, but they were just this was interesting.
No, yeah.
And if you see, wow, they got 40 comments out of this one. They got 40 comments in here. And then you got Corbin Davenport defending Google. And if you don't know who Corbin is or was, he was with Android or still is with Android Police.
Okay.
So I think I had enough booze in me. Maybe I can get through. I'll try and start reading some of this if you don't mind.
Yeah, where are you going to start? I got it.
I'm going to start at the top, right from Wilson White.
All right, let me
let me go screen share it.
I'm screen sharing it right now.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So anyway, we build Android to create more choices in mobile technology. Today, anyone, including our competitors, can customize and build devices with an Android operating system for free. We also build an app store, Google Play, that helps people download apps on their devices. If you don't find an app you're looking for in Google Play, you can choose to download the app from a rival app store. Okay, that threw up some flags. Or direct from a developer's website. We don't impose the same restrictions as other mobile operating systems do.
Shot at Apple, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's strange that a group of state attorneys, generally close to file a lawsuit attacking a system that provides more openness and choice than others. This complaint mimics a similar meritless lawsuit filed by the
meritless. He had the nerve to call it meritless. Go ahead.
It went. Hey, what's his title again? Get it right. Senior Director of Public Policy. Okay. Okay. So he has the right to call it merit. Okay.
Okay.
Meritless lawsuit. Similar meritless lawsuit filed by the large app developer Epic Games, which has benefited from Android openness by distributing its Fortnite app outside of Google Play. Here's more detail on how the lawsuit gets it wrong. Google Play competes vigorously and fairly.
Okay.
The complaint limits its definition of app marketplace to Android devices only. This completely ignores the competition we face from other platforms such as Apple's incredibly successful App Store, which, I just happened because he just said, yeah, incredible. But we're just always one step behind them. Oh. And then we kill apps as we develop them. Okay, so
that's true.
By Google.com.
Yeah, so such as Apple, incredibly, which accounts for a majority of mobile app store revenues, according to third-party estimates. We compete for both developers and customers, and
consumers.
Yes, that too. And another swig of drink. Hold on. Okay.
I don't think the drinks are helping, man.
No, when they become blurred, then I had too much. And if we're not providing them with the best experience on Google Play, they have other alternatives to choose from. I disagree with that one, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
This complaint alleges that consumers and developers have no options other than to use Google Play, but that's not correct. The choice was always been a core tenet of Android devices. Makers and carriers can preload competing app stores alongside Google Play on their devices. In fact, Android devices ship with 2 or more app stores preloaded. Huh?
He says most. I find that hard to believe.
Wait a minute. In fact, most Android devices ship with 2 or more app store preloaded.
just okay. So I guess that's fair to say because most Android phones that are being sold, like a big chunk of it is Samsung phones, and Samsung has their own thing.
Well, I think
Samsung has their own app store, and so does who else does?
Huawei, and Huawei has their own everything now.
Yeah, Huawei has to have their own. But somebody else does too. I can't remember who it is.
In fact, most Android the ship with and in popular Android devices such as the Amazon Fire tablet comes preloaded with a competitive app store and no Google Play Store.
Well, they can't take any credit for that because the only reason Amazon has it because they had to make a forked version because
it's a forked version of Android, yes.
Right, because Google wouldn't play ball with them.
Well, why is Google making a big deal about this? Because Google Android itself is free. Like anyone could download Android and put it on a device. Now you have to pay the licenses to get like access to the Play Store, YouTube, Google Suite, and all the Google services on said device. So Google is pretty much saying, see, we don't charge everyone money. Like we just offer the shitty stuff for free, and not everyone wants to pay us for our premium services.
That's a good point.
That's pretty much what it is.
I mean, and again, outside of us people sitting here talking, and the people in the chat, who really knows to go to the App Store on a Samsung phone, the Google, Galaxy?
Well, no, I can.
How many people you really?
Kind of hard.
No. I can tell you.
Just
in the last 6 months, Samsung is always pushing their App Store.
Yeah.
On the phone all the time, almost every day.
That's why I got rid of my S.
Has it affected you, George?
Huh?
Has it affected, like, how many times do you open the App Store, the Galaxy Store?
I update the apps and that's it. I never use it.
I'm going to tell you now, don't update every app on your Samsung phone. Do not update every app because a lot of them have sneaky ways of getting unnecessary ads to said app.
Okay.
Or, so.
I'm not a bit surprised at that.
And I've been able to keep Bixby at bay. As much as I started using it, I think I was using it on my S9. My S10, I refuse to update.
I remember you did use it on your S9, but I never use Bixby, no matter what they do.
Well, just go ahead.
Now, Eleanor tried using Bixby for a while, and she liked it, I think, at first, but then it started getting on her nerves too, and she stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So the main reason I actually switched me and my wife to iOS and iPhones, me mostly because I already had my MacBook and I already had an iPad, and I'm like, why not just complete the circle? My wife, it was because we were getting tired of every time the boys grabbed the phone. All of a sudden, like she'd grab her phone and she had all these ads coming out of nowhere. I'm like, you know what phone that would never happen with that doesn't have access to like the home screen for ads is an iPhone. And that's
true.
Primarily the reason why, because like the whole like side load, like I get the whole fight against like, everyone should have freedom to download like from other like websites and wherever they want to side load, but it's not for everyone. And like the fact that it can happen accidentally, like I like the fact that iOS is so closed and like it's so. Like
in some ways, it is beneficial. I'm with you, Big House. I always auto download them too.
Well, let me ask you this though, Oscar. Why? How can I say this without sounding poor? Why not a Pixel? Why not get your wife over to a Pixel?
Because at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Like
you don't get the ads. You don't get the ads on Pixel.
You download the wrong app, you get the ads on anything. You download one wrong app on Android. You get
so does your wife download the apps that you would tell her not to download? Is that what you're saying? Or
well, no, the kids would grab her phone, play a game, and get an ad on the game, and then download another game. And the thing is,
kids do that to everybody.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
And with iOS, like yes, you could download apps, but when you get the ads when you're in the app.
Wait a minute. Ads like somehow snake themselves into the OS of the phone.
No. But kids always download games, and then you're going to get ads as soon as you open the game.
And on Android, ads can it's gotten better now, but you can still get the way into the notification shade, your lock screen, and before 2 years ago, they would just straight up pop up on your UI on the home screen.
That is true.
But
Yes, I did the change the DNS thing. I just didn't want to mess with it. I was I was at the
people
point
don't
where
want to
like
go
this
through the
is
hassle.
annoying. Well,
Yeah.
like so I remember I had one customer when I worked at Verizon that he would come in every few months and say it's happening again, and it would just be like his phone would just be getting ads, and like no matter what we did, it just like we delete all the apps and
Gary's saying it's a personal choice, not the yeah. Because if your kids are downloading stuff, it's a personal choice on your phone whether your kids are doing it or you're doing it. It's true.
yeah,
yeah, but
I'm
like,
not
why
blaming
but
the
why do the
OEM.
ads have to be all over the place? Like, can't Google do something about that on Android? Like, just could you keep the ads on the app?
When you download a free app most of the time, no, that's something. Well, the thing is, like, yes, when you download an app, it asks for your password. But most of the time, when you download a free app, you just set it so it just downloads. But
That's
here's
true.
the thing: a lot of the time, and I've seen it happen before, some of these apps are side loading other apps because Google.
are they?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know
See,
that.
and see, that's what Google is working on to try and prevent. That's almost a malware situation. I've seen plenty of talk about different apps that they pull because of doing that sneaky stuff in the first place.
Yeah, and that's how you would get malware. And of course,
Yeah.
Gary's being Gary here. Okay.
Well, yeah, like again, even if it is my fault, I don't. No matter what, no matter how much I fuck up, I don't have to deal with it on an iOS device at all.
I'm looking at the comments. Oh, in the end, though, too, I get what you're saying because I was trying to take the iOS route. The Apple iOS, go deep into the Apple ecosystem, and it came to a point where it was like, I'm not enjoying this. This is frustrating. It's I have a certain way I want my Android phone. Well, I wanted my Apple phone to be Android. So I pretty much I pretty much wash my hands. So to each their own fruit.
Yeah. Like I'm switching back to Android.
But as Gary is saying, free is never free. That's true.
No.
Yeah, I'm switching back to Android this year, but my wife's at the point where she's happy with her iPhone. But if I switch to Android, like I'm not gonna let the kids use the phone because Google has to clean up. Like
you definitely don't want the kids grabbing it on an Android.
Well, let me ask you something, Oscar. Have you ever considered doing the two phone thing?
I did that for like 3 years when I worked at Verizon. It was the most annoying thing ever, and I am saving so much money.
How so was because
why was it annoying?
Like at the time, I just didn't like. People would always ask me like, "Why do you have two phones?" And I'm just like, "Oh, because I just like to have one of each." No one would call my other phone, like.
Yeah, see, I carry an iPhone and an Android phone every day, but when people ask why do you carry two phones, and you say, well, because I do YouTube on my channel, then they kind of let it go. They kind of expect that.
We don't know what that means.
Well, I was doing it because I had my phone for work, my work phone and my personal phone.
Like Mike.
As soon as I quit Verizon, I was like, well, I don't need two phones anymore. Let me save $60 a month because I don't need two phones anymore.
Right. Okay. Well, and the cost of having the second line, I just wanted to point out to you, there are plenty of MVNOs out there that you can easily do. Like US Mobile is a perfect example. For $20 a month, 5 gigs of data. You're not pulling a lot of data, but it's just giving you the essence of course. They keep the Android phone on the second line. You can tinker, you can play with. That's why. That's why I keep it still an iPhone, just to get the experience of when everybody talks about. Did you see this? Did you see that? Or the new OS or whatever the case may be. So.
Yeah, I'm planning to do that when I use.
I use my iPhone and my Android phone every single day, and when I want to play around, like Mike said, I have a third line. But I have 3 lines just for me. So.
And just recently, I've really been turning to my iPhone as a second line for work. And when I set up when I get a new technician joining the branch, I give them both phone numbers, and I've been making calls. I just had a situation with a customer who wanted to send me pictures of a part they needed, and being typical Samsung, I don't know why it wouldn't download. It would actually send me that little circle spinning saying download, and I couldn't open the way it was formatted. It wouldn't open it in my S10. And
on an iPhone it would, I bet you.
Oh well, he had an iPhone. That was the thing. And sure enough, all his name was Jerome. I said, I messaged Jerome back. I said, do you have an iPhone? Yes. I said, use this number. Send this picture to me. It's an iPhone. And sure enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, I got all the pictures.
Which is always one of Will's big points, right?
Yeah. But it wouldn't, but I haven't experienced that problem in a long time using, I don't know. It's something about Samsung. I feel it's something with Samsung and how they don't play well with whatever format. Mind you, Apple uses a different format at times, like an MP3 or MP4 or a JPEG or stuff like that.
And they have their own that's totally different.
Right. Yeah.
Apple uses HEIC,
something like that. Yeah. So
high efficiency photos. Yeah.
But so that was definitely what was going on, and I was on a Samsung phone. Now, I get pictures all the time from Apple people on my OnePlus. I still have the N10 and the Pixel, and I have no issues whatsoever. So, no, is there more to this thing you got to read? Oh my God, it's longer than I thought. Anyway, getting back to the story, it does talk about it talks about different app stores that they have, access, and it goes into it. But it's just interesting is they painted a picture of people having a choice. Now, how many people, going back to, obviously you debunked my theory on the Galaxy store, but how many people will go and say, oh, I want this app, and know about side loading, knowing about I cannot think of the other, I got to Google it now. There is another.
The majority of people don't know about side loading and don't want to know.
And if they try to side load it, all these Android phones are the switch is kicked on to say, hey, you're downloading something.
App,
Right. And it gives you that horrific warning. Most people go, no. So it's a double-edged sword, because then that's how people get malware.
That's
true.
And
don't know any better. We would know, or we would take a chance on a secondary phone to try this app out and see, get hacked, or
I rarely sideload, but I only sideload if I see it from like Android Authority or Android Central, or one of you guys recommends something to me.
Right. Within the group. And again, nobody would do that.
Right.
It's crazy because I feel like we're all tech people here, but none of us I've only sideloaded one app in my whole time, and I sideloaded the Google Camera app on the OnePlus 6T.
Oh yeah, and we all kind of sideload that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's because that was such a good camera app, and it brought the software with it, and the OnePlus did a very good job at taking pictures with that camera app versus your stock camera app.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Gary. Yeah, that's where I usually down APKs from APK Mirror. Yeah,
okay.
I trust that one. APK Mirror or APK Pure. My main things that I sideloaded was the Amazon App Store, any stuff from F-Droid, which was Android apps that are open source. And
I don't even know about that one.
I don't even bother.
And that's just it. Nobody knows. Just us techies really know. And I just Googled, just for giggles, 9 alternative Android app stores. Slide Me, Amazon App Store, One Mobile Market, Samsung Galaxy Apps, Mobile 9, Opera Mobile Store.
Yep. Opera.
What's this?
Like Opera, the web browser?
Yep.
Yeah,
Opera,
I think so.
I didn't know there was one.
Right.
Oh, sure.
And does Mozilla have one?
I'm sorry?
Mozilla has one too, right? An app store.
Mobago, Mobago, Mobango.
No,
And the last one is F-Droid, that's the one I've heard before.
And there's also another one. There's one called like Pedal Store, which is what a lot of people that use Huawei's to get apps at Google Apps on their phone.
Okay.
That's
Nigel should know about that one.
Just said.
Jason, Google will now be switching to bundle downloads in the future, and APK Mirror already supports. Okay, that makes sense. That's right. I did read something.
Google was moving away from APKs on the Play Store.
Okay. Interesting. This is one of the best things about you being here, Mike, because you always come up with something that we're all interested in. Mm-hmm. And we all learn while we have this discussion.
And like I say, if I subscribe to Hiroshi, I would, because sometimes he comes out with stuff for about Google first before, pretty much breaking news. And sometimes he brings out stuff like going, you're just being a salesman. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, this whole article is a defense against
I scroll down here and it says in 2020, the Android app economy, included Google Play, helped create 1.98 million American jobs. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Again, salesman.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So
what this app bundle thing actually is interesting because.
What exactly is this app? I've seen this been kicked around about an app bundle.
It's a different way of pretty much packaging the application on the App Store. So there's smaller file sizes, so there's smaller apps.
That's what we had to do with CyanogenMon, right? And Lineage OS, where if you wanted to get the Google apps, they came pre-bundled though.
Okay.
Right? I'm asking Oscar.
I'm not sure about that. All
I never
do know is that Google has been pushing like their. So one of the biggest complaints recently is like Google's new framework, the new SDK, Flutter.
Right.
And a lot of the biggest complaints with Flutter is that their app sizes, their APKs are so big. I wonder if they're like kind of doing this bundle thing because they're having trouble.
Well, I thought one of the points of Flutter was specifically to do the bundle thing.
Now, Dave, look what Dave's is writing here. No, it's Google moving away from APKs, which is interesting. Google, I wonder what that.
They're going with the app.
I'm thinking in Google's case, they're going to think it's going to make it safer, and I'm guessing it probably will.
There's a guy right there. That guy right there, Days, has the inside track on what's going on. He understands because he's Mr. Rooter. Yep. So we need to have him on.
His research.
We need to have this guy on next week. I'm sorry, I don't want to impose, but he can explain better because he put the thing about partitioning and why when you do a Samsung when you get a Samsung update, it takes 900 years still to this day, and saying it's updating 4,000 apps, where versus my Pixel phone or a OnePlus phone or an LG phone in the newest OSs, it partitions. I can't talk right now. Partitions, thank you. Another sip, please.
Making it worse.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of this. Okay, I'm free entertainment here. Right? Everybody has a giggle on my drinking. That word. It splits the two, and this way you go. It's pardon my French, shit and get. You know what I mean? He was the one that confirmed what I thought, but he explained it in so much clarity. So, sorry, Dave, I'm putting you on the spot.
Here he's explaining this stuff again. This prevents most APK sharing, but APK Mirror introduced bundle installs a while ago.
That might be a bother. Can't share APKs. I use that. One of the best things about Zender. No. That's what I use for my pirate apps. If I want to get it from one phone to another, and I don't want to have to search for that pirate app again.
Somebody will make sure we can all get it. You can count on that.
So, Ted, you rooted before? You played around with a little bit of different stuff in the Android?
Yeah, I did that with what phones I did that with? I did that with my Moto G think it was the G2 or the G, and the Axon 7. It ran Lineage, and then for the Moto G, it ran Signage and Mod. For
Isn't
Lineage,
it amazing? Isn't that amazing? You have to go and do that to keep up on the most recent updates, like the next OS, but yet you get Qualcomm saying, "Oh no, we're only good for 2 years." Is that such?
Yeah,
bold?
apparently Oscar was saying apparently the HTC HD2, the Windows phone, is now on Android 11 that came out 6 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
No, 11 years ago.
And it's working fine. So
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's working fine.
I don't know if
but
it's
there's
working
a group
fine.
of developers that somehow rooted it and got it
The
working.
fact that it's working at all is pretty amazing.
That's an
11
old
years
phone.
later.
I don't know if it's working fine. That's an 11-year-old phone.
Yeah, like my
What
my
in the world?
1989 Honda Civic drove fine, but it had cut springs, so like, but it drove right.
Here, Ted, he's answering your objection. You can still install APKs, but the Play Store in the future will be using bundle packages for newer apps, and devs can update to it. Okay.
Okay, so I can still use Zender to share the APKs wirelessly. Okay.
All right, Days. You need to. Do you follow me on Twitter? You need to send me a message with your email.
You don't have your socials on your website, George?
Yes, I do.
Help him help you. Help us.
Yeah, go on the show notes at the bottom. I always have go follow me on Twitter and I'll follow you back, and then we can message each other.
Yeah, I see it now.
Mind.
Share this on Facebook and the Twitters.
Okay. What is Ren saying?
on Twitter.
Our internet sucks here, so more than an hour. Wow, that's bad for a 3A. Yeah, that's more like an iPhone update for me.
You know what I miss the most about my Pixel? The automatic updates where it would update in the background, and you're like, just restart your phone. It's already updated. That's so nice.
He already follows on Twitter, so he'll DM me. Okay, so he'll be on next week. So this is good because Ted will not be on next week because it's he and his girlfriend's anniversary.
Okay. All right.
Hey.
Got no idea what I wanted to do. It's always not me to find stuff.
Cool.
So I was going to share one other thing. It's just
wait, Mike. Wait, you're getting some love from Renz. Look at that. That's I missed. Where? There it is. That's nice. That's nice.
Renz, you just gave it.
I'm blushing. Here, another sip. Anyway, thank you, Renz. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Thank you. You're one of the you and Eleanor too. We'll call Eleanor too.
Yeah.
One of the and Eleanor, one of her biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Everybody here, but Rezzy, he'll hit me up. He'll hit me up on Telegram and say, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean?
But it's been so great that you showed up the last couple of weeks. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I got done late, but I still had the energy to eat some dinner and get up here and do my thing. So
we appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Look at this. So. Even Gary's saying something nice about it. This is way off kilter.
I'm just saying, no one's saying nice stuff to me.
Oscar, that
nobody cares.
Your trim is looking good today. Okay. Look, Oscar.
Nobody's nice to a beer addiction, man.
And there you go. Oscar is the new horseman. There you go. You're you're the new horseman.
I am hoping so, Renz. I am hoping very much. Oscar, I'm hoping you're going to keep coming back every week. So
I can't promise every week, but I'll definitely be back as many times as I can.
And he has little kids, so I can always cut him some slack for that, just like Will.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Look at Miss Ellen. Oh, come on, man. Now he's going to have the big head.
Is that why you always have the shades on, Mike?
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me go put them on again.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ain't no sunshine when you're gone.
Boom, boom, boom.